All right. What's going on, guys? Welcome to the lunch break here at Fish, North Georgia, soon to be the Live Well. We've been talking about that. Hope every one of you guys are doing good today. If you're at work, hope you're not working too hard. It is cold out there. So if you are working, I hope you're warm. Hope you're indoors. For the rest of us, I hope you guys are doing well. A lot of you guys, again, like I said yesterday, that you got the week off for the holidays. So I hope you're enjoying the time. Doug and Drew, I see already out there in the chat. Good for you, Doug, because you showed up late yesterday. I'm glad you were the first one today. Makes me feel better. But guys, again, I hope you're doing well. Hey, listen, we got an absolutely fantastic live well tonight. Pete Glusick, I said it wrong yesterday. With Bash, you will be in the house, not in the house. He'll be on with us, and we got some special gifts to give away tonight, guys. So I hope you guys will join us. The football games today. We'll talk about the football here in a little bit too. The games ain't that great today. They're not that great. So join us tonight, Jeff Brazil, Nathan. Hey, Jeff, I was watching Bass Talk live this morning. I saw you in the comment section. I started to say hello. Uh, but anyway, there you go. That's right. Live well lunch break time, Clint. So again, I saw that. I watched some of that. I thought the bowling, I thought they were talking about bowling this morning. I thought that was pretty funny. Doc Holiday, how are you, sir? And again, those of you that are going to watch this at a later date, hey, we love you just as well. Not everybody can take time off at lunch to listen to little old me and talk to you guys, but those of you that are here or that will be joining, absolutely appreciate you guys. But yeah, again, hey, great live well tonight. Clint's going to be on with me. And what's up, John G? Alex did a great job last night with Sham. Good. I have not had a chance to go back and watch it yet. I'll be doing that this afternoon because I got to cut some shorts and stuff from it. So it's good. It's very nice to have such a great crew behind you that you can just say, hey, listen, I want you to start running the show when they do it, right? We got some more coming up. And again, we're going to talk about New Year's resolutions and predictions here in a little bit, kind of plans and everything. And there's a lot. There's a lot going on. There's a lot to digest and unwrap. So we'll also talk about some fishing today, maybe. But the goal is New Year's resolutions. And I want to do it a little bit different. Back to fishing, been in fantasy football and Atlanta Outdoors. Uh, Matt and Frank are buddies of yours. I've known Frank for several years. Seem like cool guys to meet, Jeff. Honestly, they seem like they're very cool guys. And I don't watch a lot of other fishing podcasts. There's a few out there, but I picked that one up from time to time, and I enjoyed the conversation this morning. And then Mike Geiger's finally on time today. Well, good for you guys today. So listen, no talk about old guys and marriage today. Okay, we did that yesterday. But what I want to talk about, again, like I said, New Year's resolutions, but I want to do it a little bit different. Okay, I want to know why you're making the resolutions that you make. Oftentimes we say something like this: I want to lose weight. Okay, that's great. Everybody makes that one. I want to know why. Why are you making that specific resolution? And I don't want you to give me the 80,000 feet looking down view. I want to know exactly why. If you say, hey, I want to catch more bass in 2026, well, hell, who don't? I want to know what you specifically want to do. Like, let's just say, I want to break my PB spot. Okay, what is your PB? What's your goal? How are you going to do it? Okay, and it can be anything from fishing to personal, however you guys want to play. But that's kind of what I want to look at today. What's your New Year's resolutions, and do you intend on keeping it? How do you intend on keeping it? So that's kind of the goal for today. And I'll start off. And again, We'll do college football predictions because we got. Listen, I'll tell you, Thursday. If you know me, don't contact me from 12 noon on Thursday till about 11:30, 12 o'clock New Year's night. There are three great games. I'm not moving off the couch, and that actually will start Wednesday night. I'll watch the playoff games, but there's some good football games on tomorrow. We'll go through all those as well. But let's just jump on the New Year's resolutions. All right, I want. We mentioned it yesterday about losing weight, right? I need to lose some weight, but why do I need to lose some weight? Well, a couple of reasons, and this is why I'm doing that. Most time I do it just because there's really no reason behind it. But this year, number one, I look fat on camera. I went out yesterday or day before and I filmed some stuff. And sometimes I've seen it on the TV shows. I was like, dang, dude, you got man boobs. We got to get rid of those things. So that's the personal reason why. But the other reason why is I got a grandson that's going to be born anytime now. He could drop out today. He could drop out within the next week. And I want to be able to spend some time with him, right? I want to be able to spend some time with him. I want to spend some quality time with him. Now, Geiger, you can't say that. My New Year's resolution is not make any resolutions. Now, come on, for the show today, make some resolutions. Atlanta Outdoors. Here we go. Let's pull this one up. My resolution is to follow through with my home gym. Was a strength coach at one time. Want to lift again when the kiddo is asleep. Okay, that's a good one. Where were you a strength coach at? It's just great too. We also get to learn who you guys are through this. And then by the time I actually meet you face to face, it's like I already know you. That's a good one. Home gym. That's one of those things like how many of you guys got a treadmill in your house? We've had several over the years. And I find that a treadmill is always it's good in theory. But the reality is before the year's over with, you're hanging clothes off of it. You're putting stuff on it. So I cleared out a spot in here, and we have a treadmill, and it's in our bedroom. I actually want to put it right here behind the camera and all that, so that my ass will actually use it. But that's a good one right there. Uh, Clint says need smart goals like they taught us in school. Now you guys listen to this. He's bringing out the nerd in him. Specific, measurable, achievable or attainable, relevant or realistic, and time bound or time based. So that's a pretty good one. Now, I mean, I don't know how many of us are really going to break it down like that, but we should for sure. SMART, and that's what SMART stands for: specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound. So yesterday I said, hey, I wanted to have my weight by the end of 2026 to start with the number one. That's 12 months, and realistic. It is realistic because I don't have that far to go. But not only lose some weight, man, I got to do some push-ups. I got to get strong, right? Um, but let's kind of go that. That's smart, Clint. Drew says, hope the dogs win it, but Texas Tech looks really strong. Yeah, we're going to talk about that when we make our predictions. Amy, what's going on? Amy Brandon out there. Appreciate you joining us on Facebook. Tracy Coker, what's going up? Here you go. Drew Patterson. Here's a good one. 2026. Going to try and grow my call. He makes turkey calls and bait making and do some booths this year. She's going to get out and do some festivals, some fairs, maybe some conventions. That's good. I can tell you this: Drew paints some baits, does a fantastic job on them. Had them some in the shop. Guys like it, and he paints a good chrome bait, and that's one thing too on the secondary market where guys do chrome. I've seen some guys do some chrome that a couple of bass and it's gone. So he does a really good job with that. And I hope you do well. Turkey calls. He loves to hunt turkeys. Now Trey and I have got a couple cameras out in some of the places we deer hunt, and man, we're getting all kinds of turkeys on camera right now. Problem is with me, by the time I go turkey hunting, all I'll be getting is deer. That's just the way it works for me. Now, but hey, listen, we want to support Drew and all that. Absolutely. How about this? The real backwaters. Having knee problems. New Year's resolution is to lose 50 pounds. Right there with your real backwaters. What can we do to help you out with that? Okay. How are you planning on losing it? Like when I said I lose weight, Clint's got kind of a diet thing. Now, once I get kind of down, I think I might do that, but like I can carnivore it. And that's a dirty carnivore. You're not going to see me eating a daggum ribeye with salt and stuff. I'm not that guy. Like I'll eat a hot dog. I might eat some stuff that's not exactly the healthiest carnivore, but as long as I cut out the bread and sugar, I drop weight quick. The problem is I like pizza. I like bread. So really it's a challenge. But if I have like a reason to do it, I'm much more apt to do it. So again, if you're having knee problems, I do realize that with every 10 pounds I drop, my knees hurt a little bit less. Tying your shoes is a lot easier too, right? But that's good. We want to absolutely support you with that. And the good thing is I'm getting these things on, I'm actually going back and I'm writing them all down. Because if you guys are still watching me next year, I'm going to pull these up. And we're going to see if we did them. Mike Geiger. He goes, okay, my resolution is to try to be on time for your podcast and not to miss as many. It's a fantastic resolution. But listen, dude, as long as you're here, it doesn't matter what time you get there. Tracy Coker. I'm about ready to start my January 1st through January 3rd diet. Now that's what I'm saying. A lot of us do that, right? A lot of us do that. And I've read it and seen it, and we talked about gym memberships. They blow up. I mean, if I was a gym owner, January would be my favorite time of the year because I know that people they're gonna join. Hopefully they put it on their credit card with reoccurring payments. and then they're going to quit going. And then it'll be, oh, I don't know, July or maybe even never before they figure out that they're still paying for that gym membership. Or you get them in a contract for a year and they go for what, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and then they're paying for it. It's kind of like a hunting club. And you guys at deer hunt know this. And sometimes this is me. A guy that pays and it only goes once a year is the best member you'll ever have. Because you got his money. He doesn't really utilize it, but you got his money, right? So I get it 100%. Now let's see. Let me scrolling up. I missed a couple. What's up, Tyler? Now, Clint said, if you aren't measuring, you aren't progressing. Whether it's tournament results, tracking calories / macros, I ain't doing the macro crap, running mileage, business sales, audience growth, etc. 100%. You're not going to do that. Now, I will tell you this. You want some big goals? I believe you got to set some big goals too. You got to set some realistic ones. Clint's 100% right. You got to set some realistic ones. Losing 10 pounds, that's realistic. And then once you lose 10 more. That's probably the better way to do it. But like I can tell you right now, with the business here, I'm in control of it now, right? 2026, it's all mine. Got nobody to blame but me if things don't go right. I want to be, by the end of 2026, the number one fishing podcast in Georgia. If I'm not already or close to it, I want to be that. I want to be one of the biggest ones in the Southeast. Hence some of the business changes that we're doing because we want to grow and expand out there. And I want to take our guests, the guests that we have. I love having a lot of the local guys on, and we'll always do that. But I want to give you some of the national guys out there. Let's start bringing in guys with different perspectives from all across the country. Because as you will see tonight, when we have Pete on and we talk about Bass University, there are so many guests that you can learn from. I was talking with Ken Pruitt yesterday, and just looking at the quality of the anglers and the people on Bass U that you guys can learn from. I want to bring those kind of guests on here as well, so that we're not just talking ditch fishing on Lake Lanier every daggum week. I want to know what's going on Kentucky Lake. I want to know what's going on in New York. And I want to get those guys to come to help you guys down here catch more fish, or if you're ever up in their area, hey, you'll know what to do there. So that's kind of it. We want to take the Livewell brand and I want to blow it up. Now, that's a big goal. I'm going to write down today some specifics on how I want to do that. And I'm going to see by the end of the year, I want X amount of followers, viewers across all our social platforms. And we'll see if I hit my marks. I'm also setting that up as like a business, right? Yeah, they're goals, but that's every business sets down and says, okay, this is what we want to earn. These are our projections. How do we get there? That's what I want to do. And I want to actually be organized in 26. I am the most unorganized SOB in the history of the world. Now, some of us can blame it on my ADD, whatever I got going on up here. I got to grow in that, right? Atlanta Outdoors. My undergrad was exercise science from GCSU. Is that Georgia Central State University? I don't know. I'm just guessing. Interned with some college programs and personal trained a little in Milledgeville before I moved to Atlanta. Found more passion in working one-on-one. That's awesome. Did some around that. The Real Backwaters. I am doing a chair exercise program so I can do it at work as well. That's another thing too. I was picking out how I was going to kind of start getting in shape. The guys at the shop would tell you that I used to do push-ups every time I peed because I pee a lot. I don't know what it is. I do. So at one point I was getting where I could do some push-ups. I ain't done that in a month. I need to get back to that. But when you scan YouTube and you scan things looking, okay, what can I realistically do to get in shape? And you got the crazy ones out there like the hot dog diet. And you got to be, I ain't doing that crap. But chair exercises as we get old, Now listen, Clint. Here we go. Now listen, he's what is he, 20? He's a damn expert right here. Restrictive diets are never sustainable, unfortunately. You can eat healthy and look forward to every meal. Dude, I like meat. It's not as restrictive to me, but what it will do for me, because like your 80 grams of protein per meal, that was almost restrictive to me in a way, in a sense. You get what I'm saying? But once I get down and lose and start getting it going, I'm going to add stuff back. But I really can kick stuff. I do agree with you. It isn't sustainable, but it's to get going, right? Now, Tyler, 100%. Might be one of the best ones. My resolution is to grow my faith. Okay? Well, I can tell you like what my pastor says. Number one way, the number two way. The one and two things that you got to do. Number one, you got to hit your knees, right? But when you hit your knees, Don't always spend your time asking for stuff. Okay, God's not a genie. Sometimes the best way when you hit your knees is just to shut up and listen. You can't hear that still small voice if you're not listening, right? Number two, read the word. I do. Again, I'm not an expert at it, but I like to read it. You got to get in those things. But hey, and I also told you, any of you guys, if you're ever in the Dawsonville coming area, Ball Ground, Pickens, Jasper, whatever, I got a pretty cool church you can go to, Etowah. Come join us. Listen, if it doesn't blow up when I walk through the door, I promise you it's safe for you guys, right? I tell everybody that, all the new visitors, when they're like, hey, listen, when I walk through the door, there's a reason why everybody in the congregation goes to the left and to the right. And I walk right down the middle. They're just looking for that lightning bolt. I'm just kidding. It's a fantastic place. But yeah, hey, you're always got an invitation to go with me. 100%. Clint says, currently eating deer meat and rice with some sauce in it with a little three little cinnamon mini muffins. Yeah, and Clint gets up at 4 o'clock in the morning, goes runs 15 miles as well. Now, I tell you what, I got some deer. That's one of the reasons why I can do what I'm doing. I love deer meat. And again, like I said yesterday, North Georgia Deer Processing, best deer sausage I've ever eaten in my life. Atlanta Outdoors says, before my daughter was born, I did some powerlifting. Hit a 565-pound deadlift the week before my daughter was born. All out the window after that. Good Lord, dude. I don't even know if I could roll a 565-pound, just push it. That's impressive. All my personal bests were in high school because once I got out of high school, I stopped working out, unfortunately. But we'll see what we can do with that. I'd be curious as to, I guarantee you it would be awful. My PBs right now. Carson says, got a bobcat the other night. When we going for coyotes, Danny? We got to do that. Why don't you just set a date and say, Danny, we're going for bobcat or going for coyotes? I've taken a couple bobcats in my life behind the house here. Can't do that because some jackwagon built a house back there. Now we can't do it. But regardless, they're pretty cool. What's up, Coleman? Tell Miss Abby I said hello. Hope you guys are doing well. Have y'all had a fight yet? Have you had a marriage fight yet? I mean, what, you got married not this past Friday for a couple weeks? So yeah, that's it. You're on your honeymoon this week. Or when was it? I can't keep up. Have you had a marriage fight yet? I'm just curious. I hope you guys are doing great. Are you back home? Or are you still in Chattanooga or wherever it was you went? Tracking is the only way to measure progress in anything, 100%. And that's why, really going to pay attention to analytics this year. I'm not the most analytical guy, but like every social media thing we got has analytics and suggestions and all that. I've got to do a better job at watching all that. Georgia College and State University. Okay, there we go. Ken said, Bass U just did a great live show today with Drew Gill on modification to jerk baits. Good juice coming tonight. No, listen, he really showed me some stuff yesterday, and it is something, and you guys need to watch tonight. When I said in the thing that we're going to give away some prizes tonight, number one, we got our monthly drawing for our members for the Spro Reel tonight. We got that, but we also have a surprise one that you're going to find out about, but you got to watch the show tonight, and you got to be present to win it. All right. Let's see. Okay. They just go by Georgia College sometimes. I got you. Silverpunk, what's going on? Oh, Clint said 30 grams of protein, not 80. Well, hell, no wonder I was dying trying to do your diet. Do you realize how much 80 grams of protein is for breakfast, lunch, and dinner? I mean, you might as well be eating half the hog, and then there's no room for anything else. Atlanta Outdoors, fastest way to improve your diet is to include more quality proteins. Protein is more satiating. I know what it means. Macronutrient than carb, fat, protein. It just costs more. Or you go out there in the woods and, well, it still costs more. Actually, it doesn't. If you break down, if you don't take the time, gas, corn, arrows, everything, you know what I'm saying? It does add up. But you're right. Let's see. I tried to find that church, but I couldn't. Tyler, I'll send you directions. You can go with me Sunday. Jeremiah. That man used to be country strong. Beans and cornbread in that guy's diet. 100%. That's how I judge these country boys. It's like if he's a big man, like Jonathan Farmer's a big man. I always tell guys he's a cornbread eating whatever from Fannin County. I say stuff like that. What's up, Tony? And then Coleman says, we were in Chattanooga till Friday and no fights yet. I feel like if I brought the boat, there would have been one. Hey, listen, smart move not bringing your boat on your honeymoon. Okay, smart move. Now, you guys in there, like, I still haven't seen none of your resolutions. Put some resolutions out there. Don't be scared, because I'm gonna hold you to it. But don't be scared. Let's do it. We got to hold each other accountable. You need an accountability partner, and that's what we're here. That's what we're here for in the lunch break. We're gonna hold you accountable. I need you guys to hold me accountable. And my resolution for all my fishing buddies is to get them on the new series for 2026, Fishing with the Boys. What is that? Is that a YouTube channel? Is to get them on the new series for 2026, Fishing with the Boys. I'll have to check it out. Right, I'll have to check that out. Is that what it is? Clint says I eat 200. We're talking about grams of protein a day right now. I had you starting out at 100. I probably eat more than 100 because that's all I'm eating. That and fat. So, and Clayton, sorry about this, dude. He's home with the flu. You got the bad variant. I've heard some people say that the flu that's going around this year is a little bit different. And I heard something that if you went and got a flu shot, the flu variant that we have going around right now is not the same as the one treated by the flu shot. I don't know. I haven't had the flu in a long time. Silverpunk. I slacked on my gym days. I was going 3 to 4 days a week, but here lately I struggle to go once or twice a week. And that's one of the things too. Like when Clint said, it's sometimes people go at it so hard, and that's probably what I did with his diet. You go at it so hard to start off with that you actually just kind of like, and it becomes more of a hassle. But that's when you got to get up at 4 a.m, take that cold shower, take the ownership, all that stuff that the guys on the YouTube channel say to do, right? Now, Clint, I talked to him about that one day. He does the cold shower in the morning. Not me, bro. I tried that stuff. I got a bad enough problem with shrinkage, much less getting in a daggum 40-degree shower first thing in the morning. It really does not help the confidence when you get out of the shower and you're looking in the mirror, right? You know what I'm saying? I got to figure something out. All right, Doug Rice. This is a good one because he and I have had this conversation. My New Year's resolution is to finish my book and publish. I only have my front and back page left. Hunting and fishing stories, some funny, some not, and some will make you cry. And Doug, we've talked about that before, and I hope you do it, dude. I want an autographed copy. I really do when you get that out. And once you get it done, we'll help push it on the pages. I hope you got 3 shots, some stories with him in there. And I can imagine the funny ones. We again, I never said it. I told you I'd never talk about it, but I experienced the funny with you like in one day. Like what was it? Like the first couple hours. So I can imagine what you really got out there. Now it's a series I will be airing on my YouTube channel, The Real Backwaters. All right. So that was, you guys, when is it going to start? Let me go back up here. And it was called, what the hell was it called again? Let me find it. Fishing with the Boys. Is that what it was? I got to find it. Yeah. Fishing with the Boys. Okay. We'll check it out. When does it start? I think that'd be pretty cool. And listen, you guys, here's another thing too about YouTube channels and all that. Go for it. Go for it. That's one thing too. Hey, don't be scared to throw it out there. Go for it. Even if it's just like I said, even if it's just for your posterity to look at, down to your family and say, hey, you did this. But just go for it. A lot of guys are crazy and scared to put stuff out there. Here's my advice to you guys. And this is one that a wise guy told me a long time ago, and it took me a long time to figure this out. Cautious people never make history. How often do you read about a guy that was cautious? Okay, very seldom, right? But it's the risk takers. It's the ones that, are willing to try. Just go for it, dude. What happens? What bad can happen? My resolution is to learn how to fish a jig, okay, and to crack 20 pounds on the near. Non-fishing is to try more hobbies. Okay, Coleman, let's get specific. Okay. When you say how to fish a jig, what are your weaknesses with a jig? And I don't know why I didn't cut my phone off. I didn't cut my computer down. How about this? Hold on a second. There we go. Sorry about that. But I mean, what's your weaknesses with a jig? How do you plan on fixing it? Cracking 20 on Lanier, you'll do that eventually. You're on it so much, I know you will. But your non-fishing hobbies, what are some that interest you right now that you want to try? Emmanuel Leon, now you must be late on the show here, buddy, because you put catch more fish is my resolution. You can't do that. Okay, we all want to catch more fish. What kind of fish you want to catch? How do you want to catch them? How do you want to get better doing that? That's the fun part of it. We all want to catch more fish, right? We all want to lose some weight. We all want to do these things. What are we actually going to do to make it happen? Now, Clint says my lunch was just 1,100 calories, 110 grams of protein, 107 grams of carb, and 18 grams of fat. Well, I would say I've probably had 1,100 calories between breakfast and lunch today, and I had maybe at the most 3 grams of carb. I don't know what the fat and the other stuff is. All right, here's his resolutions. Here's Clint's. Now, this is a good one. He's going to run his first marathon in March, the second one in November. Oh, the second one he's going to run a half Ironman, in November. 1.2 mile swim, 56 mile bike, 13.1 mile run in October. Want to drop another 20 pounds of fat, win a Lanier Derb, and help Danny lose 26 pounds in 26 and keep it off. Very good ones. Very, very good ones. Now, Coleman, I've recently picked up horse riding. Abby loves it. I've been on a horse one time in my life. Not counting some kind of shady dates at the county fair back in my high school days. But really, seriously, one horse. That's a lot of animal between your legs. All I'm going to say on that. It wasn't the most comfortable thing for me. But hey, you do you. And if it makes Abby happy, do it well. Doug's laughing because he knows exactly what I'm talking about there. John G. What's up, Alex? Great show last night because Alex Purrs is in the comment section. Lots of good info in it, just like sitting around the campfire with the guys after a fun day of fishing. Now, that right there, John G., is what makes me happy because that's what it should be, right? That's what it should be. And that's the way it's supposed to be right there. Jeremiah. Now, here we go. I can't wait to see this. My New Year's resolution, like every year, is just to knock off more bucket list species. That and get over 10,000 subs on YouTube. Very good. Now, here I'm going to ask you this. Give me a couple examples, Jeremiah, of some of the species that you need to catch. Don't write them all down. Give me 3 or 4 that are attainable. And then tell me how you plan on getting more subs on YouTube. Got to have a plan. All right, so let's see. War in Iraq. I'm not sure what that means. Real backwaters. How about this one? Come on. There we go. Pull it up, Danny. Hit the button. How about to all the fishing guys, set a goal to catch 2,026 bass. Very, very, very good. I would love to catch 2,000 plus bass this year. I don't know if that's attainable. And catch a bigger average bass, do better, win some tournaments. You got to get out there. I agree with you like that. Now, Ken said Emil and Paul Marks. I watched this one on Lanier posted this week on Emil's channel. You guys need to go watch it. Very entertaining. Listen, those 2 kids are fan-freaking-tastic. Definitely, that's must watch for everybody, especially around Lake Lanier, or that know the guys. I joined the 2026 Bass Gold Tournament that Marty Hughes does. What exactly is that? Tell us a little bit more about that. John G says, I'm just going down some comments, try to catch up with you guys. That's a kayak jack tournament I'm entered. Real backwaters, Daniel. I missed whatever comments. That's what she said to me. Yeah. It's a $10 year-long tournament. All right, that'd be pretty cool to watch or to go into. I might do that. What's up, Messick? Silverpunk said it was a good show last night. And Dead Rabbit. Horses are killer, but expensive to maintain. I had a guy tell me one time a horse was nothing more than a feed bill. They're pretty to look at, but they're a feed bill. Bass Daddy. I love the name, dude. I tell you one thing, with that cold front moving across, it just hit just about everybody. Those bass were in shallow grass. Caught about 20 of them yesterday. All right, there you go. Listen, hey, I love it when you guys drop a little bit of juice. It's interesting when it comes to cold fronts. And, we've had so many people on here. And when we do talk about it, there are so many different perspectives on what happens to bass during a cold front. Tonight, when we got Pete on, ask him about those kind of questions. And I'm sure Bass U has some videos on that. And again, with the pros that know what's going on. But hey, appreciate you, throwing that out there. Silverpunk said 2026 is 5.69, or 2026 is 5.69 bass per day. Per day. That's a lot. He did that. Where is he at? Here we go. I did that on the Kentucky side of Dale Hollow. I bet that was fun. He said they were all 2 to 4 foot deep. That's pretty awesome. Now, Jeremiah, here's the fish. He says, where the hell did you go? Right there. Here we go. I need a double-digit largemouth, a 4 to 5 pound smallie, some kind of billfish, either marlin or sailfish, a 100-pound tarpon, and then maybe a GT cobia, triple tail mahi, and a few others. Now, damn it, Jeremiah, I told you 3 or 4. That's 1, 2, 3, possibly 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Come on. I hope you get them all, though. I'm just playing with you. I hope you get them all. That's pretty cool. Now, War Eagle the best. What's up, buddy? Crankbaits are good on Latham in general during the wintertime, with a question mark. The one thing about crankbaiting Latham, if you can go out there with your rock crawler style baits, you can go out there and catch some, but again, not a lot of rock, right? So there's some great points. They got that crab snot grass on them. So can you? Yes. Would it be what I would throw? No. Not saying it won't work, but it wouldn't be what I would do on Latham. Now, I do know a guy that went out there with a jerkbait yesterday and caught one. We were talking. But yeah, I mean, you can. I will tell you that I used to catch them on, and it was largemouth, not spots. And what was it? I bought a little crankbait at Walmart. We're talking 10, 15 years ago. They still make them. I think it was a Norman. But it was about 2 inches tops. Gray top, white belly, a little bit of red right behind the eye. Would run about 5, 10 foot max. And I used to slay on them over there. I haven't thrown that thing in a while. I need to go find me one of those, see if I can still do it. But you can catch fish over there. Was it just me to notice all the big bass caught this past weekend? No, there were some big ones, but I noticed the Barnes tournament. There was a couple of 20-pound bags, but like at Toys for Tots, we had 10. They had 3, and then a lot of them were 17, 16. Though it's just like every tournament on Lanier. Those who know where to find them, and the rest of us just catch some fish. But there was some bigs caught for sure. Now, Silverpunk said, I really wanted to go out today, but that frozen wind is painful. 100%. Robert Blesky, what's up, buddy? I had 23 pounds at Chickamauga fishing for crappie. The best day I ever had on Latham. And again, for these guys that don't know what Latham is, it's a 340-acre electric-only reservoir right across the street. I mean, when I met Ken over there yesterday, I walked. It took me 2 minutes to walk, honestly, not exaggerating. But I went over there one afternoon with a black and silver single tail curly grub, and I was going to go catch crappie because it's got, like I tell Jeremiah, it's got some monster crappie in it. In fact, I talked to Tyler that runs the lake yesterday, and there was a couple of guys that went out last week, and they had probably 10 in the 2.2 to 2.4 range. I'm telling you, there's 3-pound crappie over there, but I digress. But I went over there one afternoon, and guys have heard me tell this story. I had 20 plus pounds on that crappie jig at Latham. Then had a tournament a week later, and I had that same, I know it sounds dumb. I had all my basket, but I had that Zebco 33 and that crappie jig on. And when I got to the same spots, I threw it again. I didn't get bit. It was just one of those days that worked out. But 23 pounds fishing for crappie is absolutely fantastic. All right, Jeff Brazil. He's going to actually give me a resolution because some of you guys ain't. I guess my resolution is the most common one. Lose some weight. I'd like to drop about 35 pounds. Okay, Jeff, how you plan on doing it? How you plan on doing it? Being very serious. What's your goal with that? Now, Clint said he heard that there are some 25-foot rollers on Lake Erie today with the wind they're getting. Now, if you've never seen a Great Lake, okay, it's very hard to appreciate just how big they are. I mean, you're basically on the ocean. I know when we went up and filmed on Lake Michigan, they were telling us about a story because we talk about salmon up there. That They had to introduce the salmon over there, and finally, once they got established, that they had a tournament, a fishing tournament there. And this was back before guys had the really big boats, and there were guys out there in John boats and just regular, I guess I don't know, hell, skiffs, regular bass, whatever. Now we're talking in the 70s or early 80s, late 70s, early 80s. That's when they were telling us the story. And a storm came up, and there were like 100 and some entrants into this tournament, and 70 of them died. That's what the locals were telling us, because those lakes, when they churn up, dude, they churn up. And if you watch that episode of the Real American Road Trip, you saw that one where they started to turn up, and I got sick. Now, again, don't go filming a TV episode after a whole day of drinking, but it gets really rough right there. John G says 2026 Bass Tournament, Marty Hughes, is a great way to keep up with your bass. You get badges, stickers like for 200, 250, 500, etc. 5 over 20 inches, 10 over 20 inches, etc. And if you catch 2026, you win a kayak cushion too. There you go. So now you got some incentive to do that. Tyler says, I still need to crack 20 on Lanier and want to win a Lanier Derby. It seems like 20 on Lanier is the standard, right? A lot of guys talk about that. 20 on Lanier. Okay, so Bottom Line Outdoors. Here we go. Now I get it. Finish my book, Behind the Scares, Veteran and the War in Iraq. I would like to read that book when you get it done. And again, I want a signed copy. That is, you know what? And that's one thing too, that I like reading things like that, because I wasn't there. And I don't think people have an appreciation for, especially the military or like cops and stuff, when they kind of start recalling, because Tim would do this at the shop all the time. The behind the scenes stuff that none of us ever hear about is fascinating. It's also it makes it very easy. I say easy. It's a perspective that you won't get just hearing general stories. But when somebody is telling you, or you're reading something like that, and you really get involved in what you're hearing or what you're reading, you almost can kind of picture it in your mind. And that's the best way to kind of get a perspective of what's going on. So I would love to read that book. Um, Absolutely, Bottom Line Outdoors. I hope you finish that book. Again, I told you yesterday, I'm going to write my book, Shit Not to Do in a Marriage. It's going to be a New York Times bestseller. People actually like my YouTube stuff. I've made over 250,000 views on a couple of videos. I just got to be more consistent. 10,000 should be very doable if I upload weekly, but the editing sucks. That is the one part. That is the one thing that people don't realize when it comes to videos, comes to doing YouTube stuff. The editing, now, I mean, there's some simple ways to do it on CapCut. A lot of guys can do this stuff on their phone, but like if you want to do some like really high end content, the editing is astoundingly time consuming. It's crazy. Now, I do think YouTube stuff works better when it's more organic, the less edited that it is, when it's more realistic. Like when you do it on GoPros or DJIs or whatever you guys do, or your phone. But if you ever get something where you're bringing out like we did, to watch those guys edit for the TV show, kind of think of it this way. This is why it's so expensive. We go out 4 cameras, 4 audios. You fish 3 days. So all 4 cameras running at the same time. Let's say they all got 70 from a different angle, 70 hours of footage. Now you add that all together, you got 280 hours of footage and audio, and you got to condense that down to 22 minutes and 14 seconds for a 30-minute or for a regular 30-minute episode on TV. It's crazy. And then color correcting, all that stuff. But I do think on YouTube, if I could give anybody any advice, the organic stuff works so much better for YouTube. Just my opinion. Bass Daddy caught them all on square bill. There you go. Silverpunk said Latham's banks are too steep for cranks, aren't they? No, not at all. And a lot of guys cranking the timber. Latham Latham is very deep right there, around the dam out there in the main part, but there's only a few banks that are really steep. Now, there's some drop-offs and some road beds once you get off of it. But no, there's plenty of places you can crank on Latham. Hit me up and I'll tell you some of them. All right, Jeremiah said this year I knocked off walleye, smallmouth, roosterfish, tarpon, snook, and a bunch of others over the last 2 to 3 years, just keeping the ball rolling. And here's another thing, too. You guys that do YouTube or whatever you want to do, be relatable to the people. Think about this. Be relatable. So people are watching your videos to live through you, right? Vicariously through you, to watch what you do, to watch how you catch fish, to enjoy what you're putting out. Be relatable. Think about who's watching your videos. You got to have that connection. You can catch every fish in the entire world. You can catch every world record in the entire world. If you're not relatable, the guys are going to watch your videos one time and that's it. Be relatable, make the connection, and then that's the good way to grow your channel. Another specific goal from Emmanuel this year is to catch a smallmouth, going to head up to Pickwick in the spring. Hey, listen, very good. A lot of guys have never caught a smallmouth, and actually from Georgia, it's not that far of a drive. You still can catch a few in the Toccoa River. There's a few left in Blue Ridge, but Chattanooga and all that's not too far of a drive to attain that. So Pickwick, absolutely, that's awesome. Rob says there were 3 bass double digits caught at Chick this weekend. So your best bet to catch a double digit is at Chick. I 100% believe that. Kevin Underwood, what's up, buddy? I need to talk to you. We were talking about you yesterday. Hope you're doing well. Miss talking to you. Need to definitely do it. I hope you're slaying. I see your pictures. I know you're slaying out there. So I hope you're doing good. You ain't on the water today? Listen, probably too damn cold, ain't it? Whew. Jeff Brazil. I did it a couple years ago, Danny. He's talking about losing weight just by changing my eating habits. Eating habits won't happen overnight, but it is possible if I can just stick to it. I'm 6'2", 265. I'd like to get down between 230, 240. That's the big thing, right? I was doing pretty good until Christmas came. I made it through Thanksgiving and all that. But I will tell you that the 2 weeks prior to Christmas and right up till, I don't know, maybe the day after, I ate like crap, dude. I bet I ate more sweets, more cookies, more things like that in those 2 weeks than I have in the last 2 years. Because ever since COVID, I don't have that sweet tooth like I used to. Good Lord, boy, I made up for it. He's like, "You talking about going on a binge?" Yeah, I went on a binge. But yeah, you can do that. The biggest thing, changing habits. What does it take? What do they say? It's 30 days to really honestly change a habit. That if you can stick it out for 30 days, you're much more likely to succeed. It's what the experts, what I've heard before. That's my problem. I get to day 29 and it just goes to shit on day 30. Another resolution I have is to go ahead and get engaged in 2026. Good for you. Put a ring on it. Somewhere tropical, though. Got to get that permit off my bucket list fish, too. On the fly would be great. Bonefish got it this year. I like how you just kind of snuck in getting engaged and then went right after it with all the fish and stuff, like so we wouldn't notice. Go ahead. Listen, we talked about it yesterday. Like, I know we joke about marriage on this show a lot, and we always are kind of disparaging with some of our comments. Honestly, it's a blessing. It's a great thing. If you find a good one and you find one you're compatible with, hey, go for it, dude. Also, it's very nice having somebody in the bed with you at night. And I'm not talking about for that. I'm talking about when it gets cold. I'm going to snuggle up a little bit. Rob says, I've been in 6 to 7 footers at Saginaw before in my bass boat back in 2023. I've seen rollers at Santee that I thought I was going to die heading in the weigh-in. That is one thing that I respect about these professional anglers. Those lakes up north, not and Santee is, but I mean, good grief, watching them guys where you're watching from a separate camera boat and you see them, and then they go down between waves, and all you see is their shoulders and their heads, and then they come back up. There is no way in the world that this boy would ever. I wouldn't be able to make it. No way in the world. But what would it? Chris Johnson got sick last year in catfishing, or was it the year before? Like, I mean, he's used to that crap. Incredible. Jeremiah, the editing stops me from being a content creator. I tried, it's hard. Hopefully, I'll get better. Again, now listen. Again, John, don't over edit. And another thing too is show your mess ups. People relate to that. People, it's real when you're in the tree. It's real when you're hung up. When you let one get off. A lot of guys will go fish for 8 hours. They'll edit it down to the, let's say, 10 fish that they caught. But during that day, they had 2 get off at the boat. They hung up 12 times or what. Show some of that. You don't have to over edit, but you're right. It is tough, but it takes practice. What's up, Tom Arago? The fishing is hot. Erico, the fishing is hot now. That's good to know. Guys, get out there. Get out there. I need to be out there. Tyler says 20 is par on there. I got to hit par to compete, like golf. Yeah, if you're not bringing in if you're not bringing in 20, yeah, just you're probably not going to get a check in the major tournaments. Now there are some clubs where 20 will get you get you a check every time. 19, 18 depends on the if you're fishing just average dudes like me and you come in with 19 pounds, you're probably getting paid. You go to a Scott Barnes tournament, something like that, BFL or something like that on Lanier, a bigger one, even the Toys for Tots, because you got to know the quality of the anglers that are coming. You better be bringing 20 plus. That's just the way it is. Bottom line outdoors. What editing software should I use for YouTube? Couple of one out there. Now you can get CapCut. That's very simple to use. I even do some on my computer with CapCut. I got it on the computer as well. If you want to take a step up and use the free version, it is a free version of DaVinci Resolve. Takes some getting used to, but once you figure it out, really good. You don't have to go crazy. CapCut's free, or you can get the pro version. I pay for mine. It's a little bit, but still, 100%. Just go for it. But yeah, been a minute since I've seen you. I listen. Been super busy. That's good. Well, that's what I was telling somebody yesterday. Like I hadn't talked to you, Kevin, in a while. I need to catch up with you for sure. Silverpunk was at Pickwick, but he didn't get the fish. That's awful. All right, lip stickers, building jigs. I got some new things coming next year. Been killing them on it. There you go. Get into that jig game, my man. Looking forward to seeing what you got going on. Tyler, you're smashing them, man. You're going to get 20. He's doing a very good job. And listen, he's working on that video too. That's the biggest thing too. That's the big thing too, is you got to be willing. You want to know, listen, I didn't bring this up, but it's a resolution that I have, a personal one. I can sit right here in the microphone looking at this camera and just blah, 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 because we're talking live. I can go on a film set, somebody holding the camera, and I can say the lines, boom, boom, boom. For me to put a GoPro or a phone on a boat or on a selfie stick and talk into it, that I struggle. I know that's hard to believe, but I struggle because one thing is I am so picky. After listening, I'm picky about camera angles, picky about this, and that's one place I don't have confidence in is a selfie stick. And even the guys filming the TV, they knew that. They give me a GoPro, and I'm like, I've got to get better with that too. But yeah, Tyler is doing that. He's putting it on the boat. But you content guys want to do that, you got to just go for it. Don't be like me. I'm working through that right now, but that's a resolution I got. Editing takes too long. I could do it, but full-time driving an hour each way, all my time. So that's up to midnight editing every night, but I'll do it. You got to. Listen, there are places in this world for 8 to 4:30, 9 to 5. You got that kind of job? That's great. If you're going on your own and doing content and all that, it's 24 hours a day. It's just the way it is. I think I'll win a derby this year. Good for you. I've only been consistently fishing Lanier since I got my boat in October. Hey, listen, have confidence. Go for it. War Eagle the best. Walleye is hard to catch in Georgia. Never caught one. I'm going to give you a name. And I'm going to give you a lake. Eric Crowley. I think his guide service is Lake and Stream. But you can look up Eric Crowley on Facebook. Carter's Lake. Put you on those like, boom, year round. He's the walleye king in Georgia as far as I'm concerned. He'll put you on a walleye. I guarantee 1 hour you're done. You'll get them walleye. He's posting pics all the time. Carter's Lake. That's the lake you want to go to. Want a smallmouth? Head to Tellico or fish dams at the Tennessee River. 100%. I agree with that. I caught smallmouth in right there looking at the back of, I guess it's Chickamauga's Dam. What is the dam right there in Chattanooga? You got the river, which I think is what considered what is that river considered? And then you got the dam right there. You have to go through, if you're on the river, you kind of go through downtown Chattanooga and then you're right there. Heading towards Alabama. What is that dam right there? We caught some right there. Mike says, well, I'm on my third marriage, but it took me that long to finally find the right one. Well, you got to keep at it, right? And I hope this one, I hope you stay blessed. And this is the last one, right? 100%. But congratulations. I paid a visit to Okmulgee PFA in South Georgia on my way home last week, where supposedly the state is raising a free trophy lake. Didn't catch a tank, but apparently it's full of 8 to 13 pounders. Well, damn, dude, 13 pounder is a tank to me. You didn't. Oh, ooh, I hit my mic. Sorry about that. You didn't catch one, but yeah, I mean, 8 to 13 pounders. That's a trophy, and there are some lakes like that. Patricia says only 80 days of winter left, and I'm waiting for you to say, and 34 days to the BBT on Gunnersville. I ain't seen it. I was expecting a countdown today. What's up, farmer? Better late than never. What's up? Hope you're doing well. Now, Clint says this. This is what I use too. I recommend Desktop CapCut Pro to all beginner and intermediate editors. It's very easy to use, and it is easy. It's got a lot of things that you can, it's actually got some things you can do on it that you won't get with the Resolve unless you pay a lot of money for the Resolve features. A lot of the TV shows and all that, they use DaVinci Resolve, but they have a free version as well. But I find in the CapCut on the computer, not on the phone, but on the computer, to be pretty easy to work with. Bass Daddy, story time. I just purchased a new arc rod. Went out yesterday knowing that there would be pretty heavy winds. This all happened in this order. I got a snag, then a 35 to 40 mile an hour wind blew in while my snag was caught. My boat blew over the snag line, went around my live scope, then around my trolling motor, and apparently wrapped around my eyelet of my brand new rod. The rod snapped off because the boat could not keep up with 40-mile-per-hour winds. Geez. Yeah. Been there. Been there on that. Now, I've snapped many a rod doing that way too. I hated that. Let's see, what was it? It was that casting rod I had. One cast got it hung. Me and Ryan were doing a live on Lanier, Alatoona. Might have been Alatoona. And I went and pulled it. And instead of just pulling it straight, trying to get it hung, I pulled it at an angle. It snapped, and I just slapped that thing against my, what's that pole you can put your GoPro on? I got one right over there, but I can't think of the name of it. Boom. One cast, brand new casting rod. One of the high-end castings, too. How about this? My problem is I get so into fishing, it's hard to update the camera on what I'm doing. I do have a clip of me catching a striper on a shaky head, though. That's pretty cool. Just got to keep working with it. My problem is talking to the camera as well when I'm focused on fishing, unless I catch a big one or something. That's another thing you got to do. You got to make the time to talk. Got to keep people engaged for sure. Tennessee River, it's the Chick Dam. Okay, that's where I was at. I caught some smallmouth right behind that. But I tell you what, you better have a good trolling motor. At least that day we were there. Let's see. Nantahala Lake in Macon County, North Carolina, and Lake Glenville up here in North Carolina have smallmouth and some good ones. There you go, guys. He's giving that. Hey, hit me up later on, Kevin. He's got a list I'm working on. That good. Hit me up, buddy. Jeremiah says, need to get back into either a boat or a kayak, I guess, too, this year. Catch tons of fish, fresh and saltwater from the bank, but sucks to know where they're at and can't reach them a lot of times. 100% on that. Downstream from where I was sitting was Nickajack. It is all the Tennessee River. Arc will replace your rod. Mike Geiger said, ABA Team Trail Division 8, Georgia, South Carolina starts January 25th. Come join us. Guys, you will see starting, I won't have time to get tonight. It's going to be one of the things doing tomorrow. There will be a new, again, I told you guys this, everything that says Fish North Georgia is going to become the Livewell January 1st. Again, Fish North Georgia is going nowhere, but just it's a branding thing. But also there will be a new Facebook page called the Livewell Tournament page. And any of you guys, I don't care if it's kayak, electric only, glitter rockets, bank, I don't care. I want you to put your tournaments there, and I want guys to post results. So everybody, I can have one page where everybody's results are, and then of course we'll post the results of the pros on that. But it's going to be the Livewell Tournament page. And it's for any lake in the country. Now, we do realize it's going to be heavy Georgia, Alabama, Tennessee, all that to start off with. But I want you guys to be able to post that. And if you got a club, a tournament trail, and you're looking for members, I want you to be able to post it right there too. So the people that are actually, and we'll push people to it. And that way the people that are actually looking for tournaments have one place to go. Mountain lakes, we don't talk about them. That's right, for sure. Now, here we go. I knew Patricia wouldn't let me down right here. 4 weeks to the first open on Kissimmee. There you go. Messick wants to know, how do I get into a couples ABA? Messick, I know a guy that does that. Let me hit him up and I'll shoot you a messenger as well. Danny, have you heard anything else from the guy at KSU about the tournament? No, I have not. You know what we didn't do? Wednesday, Fish, North Georgia, kayak tournament. We talked about that. All right, let me make a note right here. Get with Alex, set it up. Now, I don't know if it'd be a tournament or a trail, but let me get with Alex on kayak tournaments. We'll see what we can do with that. I either want to go to the Classic or the ICAST 2026 too. I'm going to both. It would be my first Classic though. I haven't been to a Classic. I didn't went to the Red Crest last year, but we are going to the Classic this year in Knoxville, so we'll be up there. What we didn't do today, guys, we got to talking about all this other stuff. We didn't talk nothing about college football. We can save that till tomorrow. Okay, we'll save that for tomorrow. I will be here tomorrow, and for the couples, okay, here you go. Here you go. Who is that? Messick. Here you go. For the couples, you go online search ABA couples divisions. It'll give you a list of divisions, and you can find one local to you and join up. Simple enough, right? Go do it. So we got the Livewell tonight. Pete Glussick will be in with us. We'll talk Bash University. Guys, listen, there's a really cool prize that's going to be given away tonight. I highly recommend you and tell everybody to watch it because there's going to be something that I'm the only one that knows about right now. That knows about, well, there's one other guy, but we know about the prize that's going to be given away tonight. But you got to watch it, and it is a kick-ass prize. No, we're not giving away a new car, boat, or kayak, okay? So don't think it's like that. I ain't got that kind of dinero. But we got a really cool prize that's going to help you be a better angler that we're going to give away tonight during the show. Plus, also, too, if you are a member of the channel, we have our drawing tonight for our Spro Reel. End of the month, guys. That's what we do. And that's just an appreciation. Again, if you're a $9.99 channel member, you get two. $4.99, you get one entry into the drawing. That's tonight. We'll do that. And then tomorrow we will tickets to the event. That's not my prize. But I do know that Pete talked about maybe doing that. But that's not my prize. But that's a possibility tonight as well. But you guys got to watch. And again, and I appreciate all you guys that are supporting members of the channel. Going into 2026 is going to lean heavy on you, but you guys are really going to like what's coming. I'm telling you, you're going to like what's coming. Mike says the ABA, the wife and I used to fish the ABA couples division, North Georgia, and we had to get out of it because of her working, her schedule working weekends. Yeah, that damn job gets in the way sometimes, don't it? Tomorrow, a lot of you might be off and all that. So hopefully a lot of you guys will be able to watch. We'll talk football tomorrow. Okay. I just had it down to talk about it. Your resolutions, we can still get into that. But hey, listen, seriously, all you guys that put it out there, whatever we can do to help keep you accountable and do that, we'll do. We'll do it. Keep me accountable. It's fun because we're a family here, right? This is what this show is all about. All of our shows are all about that. So you guys are just as important to the show as I am. So I appreciate your support, you guys showing up. 2026 is going to be a kick-ass freaking year. I'm just telling you. Silverpunk, a guided fishing trip with Danny on Latham. Bring a boat, I'll just go with you. That ain't a damn prize. I'll probably learn from you. Now, I can show you some good spots on Latham. Don't get me wrong. Latham is just like any other lake, though. If I told you, hey, I'm going to take you out to Latham, we're going to go catch 20 pounds, we won't get a bite. But if I went out there and told you, man, I don't know, it's going to be tough, we might catch 20 pounds. That's just the way Latham is. Anytime you guys want to go on Latham, just let me know. I'm building out my boat right now, so we'd have to use yours for the time being, but I am building out a boat. It's a fun lake. Hickory Log's a fun lake too. Lanier, all of them. Got a boat? Let me know. I'm an easy date. So with that being said, I'm going to go do some work. Whatever happened to Doug Youngblood guide on Lanier? Don't know. I have to look into that. I'm going to write that down, and that might be a topic for tomorrow. That might be. I'll write that down right there. We'll talk about that tomorrow. But anyway, I'm gonna let you guys go so y'all can get back to work. I got some stuff I got to do. I got to go do a delivery on some baits and help my daughter out for a little bit. Then I'll be back tonight at 8. It's gonna be a fantastic show. You guys join in. I'd have to take my outboard off to take you to Latham. Yes, you would. I'd have to pull you around on your kayak with my kayak. If I ever can get my kayak back from Alex, I'll go with you. But listen, God, it's cold out there right now. Kayak's sketchy on Latham. There was a guy out there. I went over and talked to Tyler yesterday, the guy that runs Latham. There was one guy in the parking lot yesterday with all the wind going on. Latham was white capping, and there was a guy out there fishing. I didn't see his boat. I don't know where the hell he was at, but I guarantee you the direction of the wind means his way back in, he was going to have the wind in his face, and I bet it was tough. No, John G, no, don't thank me. Thank you guys. So we'll see all you guys tonight. Don't work too hard today. And if I don't see you tonight, 12 o'clock tomorrow, and then we'll roll into the new year and we'll kick some ass. So, Michael,